been sold on the idea, and I've been portraying the idea that we're still growing at the same pace, but we're not. It's a little bit slower. It's still growing, though, guys. And there's lots of metropolitan areas that are shrinking around the country.
This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
John, I found this article in the paper. I found this, actually, I found this last week, and I wanted to talk about it.
Now, I've been in Vegas my whole life. So
Okay, yeah.
this is important to me.
This is interesting. So the headline is, How Fast Did Las Vegas Valley Grow Last Year Compared to Other Areas? And it was written by Patrick Blennerhassett of the RJ. This is, again, it's about a week ago. And we are now the 30th.
30th? We're out of the top 10.
We're 30th fastest growing metro in the country last year. And what they're saying is that we've seen it slow down a bit. And it's not what we thought. We added 14,000 new residents last year, only 0.6% increase over 2022. And 71 and change since 2020. We over the past few years we're the 17th fastest growing metro area. But some of the other states and cities, Dallas Fort Worth is growing. Florida and Texas are the two states that are getting the most people right now. And I think Texas is there's whenever oil does well, Texas does well.
Well, and not to pick at anything here, but I think there's a certain amount of a political movement that it's also happening, right?
Indeed.
Certainly, I know that Florida and Texas have been one of those, the two states hey, come here, right?
Indeed.
We're like-minded, let's say.
That's true. That's true. And on this program, we specifically don't talk about politics, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
As looking at demographics, if we looked at the populations in those two states, they would be leaning a certain way politically, for the most part. Right.
Yeah.
Although those of us who might be opposite-minded might want to start populating that state and balance it out. maybe
I'm
not.
sure that does happen. Yes.
I'm sure it does to a certain extent. Okay, so I wanted to point this out because it's not what I've always been sold on the idea that we were always constantly growing at a very rapid pace.
Fast pace, right?
Right, and we're not. We're growing.
Part of my reaction here is good for our water. Right. Slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? Take a breath.
Yep. And there's only, look, in southern Nevada, there's only so much land that we are a finite valley. That Eventually, we're going to run out of. We're not going to go climb at all these mountains and build houses on all these mountains. That's not going to happen.
That's exactly what I see happening, though, Harvey.
Well, it's not there. Yeah, it's true to a certain extent.
Sorry to call you up.
They're going up the hill a little bit. They're not going all the way to the top.
I'm in Henderson, and they're just building right up Black Mountain there.
That's true. That's true. They are climbing up those mountains.
And then I know they're sneaking around behind it. And
right. Yeah. And once you get out of the valley, we've got vast areas of space.
Out towards Mount Charleston, they just seem to be, just flying out that.
Up in the Northwest is the fastest growing area. It has been for some time.
Yeah. And
so you see that all the way out to the Indian reservation. There's lots of growth out that way.
Right.
So you're absolutely right.
I used to drive 30 minutes to get to the cutoff or the turnoff to Mount Charleston just through desert. There was nothing there for 30 minutes.
Right.
And now it's right up to the road.
Oh, sure.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you've got master plans going right out to Mount Charleston now. So look, our valley has grown tremendously over the last couple of decades, and it will continue to grow. Well, don't get me wrong, but I think it's interesting to note that population has slowed down a bit. It's not. It's not that the faucet's been slowed down a little bit. We're not seeing quite as many people come, but we now sit at 2.33 million, up from 2.26 in 2020.
Wow.
And so we are, in fact, the 29th largest metro in the country, which was why we're now a sports team. We got all our sports teams because we're in the top 30.
Okay.
So now we know baseball's coming and NBA's on the way.
Yep.
So we're gonna be a sports mecca.